I went to a parochial school all of my life. Yes, I walked there 2 miles each way. Yes. Back in fourth grade, I had a teacher. She kind of looked a little bit like Miss Landers on Leave It to Beaver. One day she said, "Class, you've been drawing with crayons and colored pencils so nice. I now have a new project for you. Over Christmas vacation, I want you to ask your mom and dad to get you a set of watercolors and a brush, okay? I want you to think about what you would really like to do this summer. And then I want you to do a painting of it." Well, back in those days, you can get a set of watercolor paints at the dime store for less than $1. So I didn't have any trouble asking mom and dad for that, and they agreed to get me one. And I can still remember sitting in my bedroom at the desk, sketching out my very first watercolor. It was me sitting in a canoe on a river. I was catching a jumping fish with a rod and reel. Even though my mom saved the picture, I couldn't find it for this presentation. When we returned to school after vacation, we turned in our paintings. And when it got to mine, the teacher showed it to the whole entire class and began praising me in front of everyone for the wonderful job I did. The kids were going, "Ooh, is that ever neat? Yeah, really." But I thought to myself, hey, it's really not that good, but maybe for a fourth grader, it might be pretty good. My aunt worked at Western Printing, and every month she would bring me a ream of 8x10 paper. The 500 sheets would be drawn on or painted on within a month. I couldn't stop doodling. Things changed a bit in high school because many of us got interested in cars. We were too young to drive, but we read magazines from cover to cover as soon as they came out, like Hot Rod magazine. I drew cars right away, and I got pretty well known in school as the kid who could draw cars. Mr. Granke was my mechanical drawing teacher and art teacher at the same time. I did this drawing for a project in mechanical drawing. Of course, mine was a car. He was very impressed, and one day he made me stay after school, and he said to me, "Tom, you need to learn perspective." I didn't know what perspective was at all. So that day he showed me. He showed me how to draw cars that I was drawing flat, only this time in perspective, by drawing a box showing diminishing lines at different angles. After about a week of this, of being after school for these lessons, I understood it. And then I really started drawing cars. You know, Mr. Granke did not have to do this, but he did. That teaching of perspective was a great lesson that he shared with me that day, and I use it still today in many facets of my art. Teachers, we all should be teachers.